Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video from our web development tutorial. In this video, we want to talk about the image element. So imagine browsing through a website with no images, right? It's quite dull, hey? It's just boring. So images not only break the monotony of text, but also they help actually in conveying the message more effectively. They can be used to, I don't know, showcase products or illustrates concepts or, I don't know, simply add aesthetic appeal to a web page. And it's not just about, slapping any image onto like a web page or something, but also like there are different types of images used in different websites, right? Like JPEG images, PNG, SVG, all different formats out there. And they all have like their own unique properties and, use cases. And obviously choosing the right image can actually impact the overall look and performance of, the website that you're designing. Anyway, let's get ready and dive into like how we can add some images to our website, right? Let's start with the basic. Well, obviously we're like working with HTML and the very first thing that we need to do is to have like a tag. Just like before, we have a tag, as you can see here. It's called the img tag, short for image, right? And we are going to use this tag. It's a void, so it means that there is no closing tag. It's just like this one tag. You will see in a second how I'm going to use that, right? And then it has some attributes, right? Some of the most common attributes that we want to talk about are the source attribute. So basically what source attribute does is that, well, as you can see, it's like src. We're going to type src in our code. And it, as I said, stands for source. And this attribute is used to tell the HTML where it can actually find the image. So it can see that as a path to your image. And it could be the URL, like a web address or something, or it can also be like a local path on your computer, okay? The next attribute that we want to talk about is ALT or alt, or I don't know however you want to pronounce that. And that basically stands for alternative text, right? And this is the text that will be displayed if the image cannot be loaded. Another use case of alt is that it can also be used by screen readers for visually impaired users, and also by search engines to understand the content of the image. So when you're like searching for something in Google or something, and it shows some images, there has to be a way that Google understands what's going on. And that's mostly based on these alt attributes. So it's not just like honestly a backup plan. It's kind of essential part of making your website accessible and also SEO friendly. And by SEO, it's like SEO, I mean like search engine optimized and stuff like that. And the other attribute that we want to talk about, obviously, when we talk about images, is the size of the image. And these attributes are width and height of the image. They are used to specify the dimension of the image, right? And so we usually like define them in pixels. And if you only specify one of these attributes, you say like width is this and don't say anything about the height, or the other way, the browser will automatically adjust the other one so that it can maintain the image original aspect ratio. Okay. But you can change it however you want. But remember, if you drastically change the size of an image, it can result in distortion. Okay. So that's about it. And these are the things that we want to talk about. Let's actually go to our HTML and start coding something. This is the image that we want to use for the purpose of this video, right? As you can see, it's a rabbit bunny, and it's wearing glasses, and it's reading a book. Sounds good. Let's open our HTML and start coding. So we said that our tag is called image, right? Or img. You see, if I close it, there is no closing tag and it doesn't automatically add anything. The first thing we need to do is to say where the source is. So src equals, where is the source? So if I go here and ls, you can see that like there is practice.html, solution.html, and directory 1. If I go to directory 1 and see what's in there, it says there was directory 2. And if I go into directory 2 and ls, you will see that the image is the rabbit, the JPEG. So this is the path to my image. So the practice.html, right, is here. And from here, I went to directory 1 and then directory 2, and that's where the rabbit image is. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, go to, well, as you can see, you can automatically show me what I want to type. Go to directory 1, and it's suggesting that, okay, like there is a directory 2. Do you want me to go in there? Yes, go in there. And it says like, I can see only one file in there, and it's rabbit the JPEG. Do you want me to use that file? I'm saying, yes, do that one. So this is the source, right? So if I just like, if I right click on this guy, right, and show preview, let's just close that for now. You'll see that there is an image here. It's just so huge. Like if I look at this guy, the original image, you will see it's the same thing. Like if I scroll down a bit and like go here, you can see like it's the rabbit. So this is like the glasses that the rabbit is wearing, right? But it's just too big because it's just like loading the original image. That's not what we want, right? We want to change the sizes as well. But before getting to sizes, let's stick to the order that we introduced the different attributes. So I want to go, well, no comma, but we can just go alt, right? For alternative, that's equal, what is it? Rabbit, I don't know, wearing glasses, and reading the book. I don't know, something like that. It doesn't really matter. It's just like a descriptive text that when someone reads that, they can imagine what they expect to see, right? As you can see, like we're loading the image here, so we don't have problem loading it. And for that reason, you're not going to see the alt attribute, right? But it's there. Don't worry about it. And the next thing that we want to do, let's say we did that, right? This is like the basics. You can just like you added the photo. Even if you get rid of the alt, the photo, as we saw, was still there, and we didn't really need to change anything. And now we want to talk about sizes, right? There are different ways of, play with the size. One of them could be using the style, right? If I go style equals, and then I can go widths, right? As you can see, like it automatically formats it for me. So you go widths, column, and then I just go like 500 pixels, okay? And then I want to go land like semicolon, and then I go height, and it automatically completes it for me. And I'm just going to say, I don't know, like 600, for example. That's not 600, 600 pixels, right? So as you can see, the image is changing here, right? So you see, like when we messed with the original ratio, like the aspect ratio of the image is messed. It's like very different now, and it's like taller now. But you saw like adding the widths and height, it's actually working and like it's doing something. But this is not the way that I usually prefer it. So I'm just gonna copy this line and paste it here. Just comment the other one out. And the way I would like to do that usually is to go, say if I get rid of this part, I can just go widths, right? Widths equal, I don't know, we can do like 300, for example, and just space, no comma, no semicolons, no nothing. And then like you can go height equals, I don't know, 400, for example. And this is what we're going to end up with, right? I'm not too sure if it's properly loaded or not yet. So if I go 400, yeah. So this is what it looks like, right? So this is another way of doing it. The style is another way of doing it. Different ways. It's just your personal preference, how you want to do that. And as we said, like if you only provide one of them, like one of these attributes, either width or height, it's going to just use this and automatically, you know, change the other ones so that it doesn't mess with the original aspect ratio. So if I get rid of this and say only like 300, as you can see, this looks like this guy, which is the original image. If it ever loads and show it to me, yes. So the aspect ratio is the same, but this is just like smaller, right? That's what we wanted. Cool. Okay, so that's working. And as always, you can always nest tags into one another too. Like I can go here and then I can be like, I wanna have an image that if someone clicks on it, then it does something. So it's like a hyperlink, right? The thing that we talked about in the previous video. So I can do the same thing. I can just go A, right? And if you remember, it was href. So what do you want me to do when I click on this image? I say like we're in directory 1 now or wherever. Just take me to some directory. I don't know, like go to directory 1, right? That's what I want to do. And then I close it. What goes inside though now would be an image. So I'm nesting an image tag into an anchor tag, right? So I'm just going to do image. Source is just going to use this source, right? Let's not worry about the, I don't know, the tag. And then we can go width equals, I don't know, 20, for example, right? As you can see, like there is this tiny guy in here, right? So like 2 of them, and like this one is obviously the small one because like the width is 20 pixel, for this one is like 300 pixel. So if I click on this guy, as you can see, it's like a hyperlink. If I click on this guy, it takes me to directory 1, right? Which is like what I asked it to do, take me to directory 1, and it says, okay, what's inside is that like there is directory 2. You can obviously like change this and do whatever you want to do. Like if I clicked on it, go to my personal website or like go to Google or do something like that. I think that's everything that we needed to talk about when it comes to the image tag. Hopefully you found this video useful and you learned something. If you did, please like the video. It's going to help me a lot. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like the content so that you're not going to miss the next video as well. See you guys all in the next video and take care. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.